So what you're about to see is one of the craziest looking combats you have ever seen. Now, I don't know if we're going to make much progression here today because I did push quite a bit while testing this new Phraesto hero out. But these groups of heroes right here, aka the summoning team, is doing pretty dang good. The combination of Berial causing his little clone shadows to pop up throughout the battlefield, the fact that Floribel adds shield to them, the fact that Coco uses the strategy we showed yesterday with the Cascade spell artifact to get insanely fast ultimate off, Damien giving tons of healing haste with his summon, and then Phraesto, whose illusion that dies and then comes back does get Floribel's shielding. These heroes make a pretty awesome team. Also, having two of these support heroes on the team provides quite a bit of support with their magic charms. I really wish I could get his up a little bit further to heal more targets, but let's show off what this is like, because the image you're about to see is going to be pure chaos. So typically what I've been running is a composition that looks a lot like this, putting Berial behind the illusion that gives him damage reduction, putting Floribel on the sides, usually better, putting Coco behind the main body, giving extra energy, having Cascade spell, let that ultimate go off really fast, and then having Damien on the battlefield providing healing. You can see all those little ghosts from the hero. Look at how flooded the battlefield gets. This battlefield is like, you can't even tell what is going on. It is the craziest thing, but I've actually found it to be one of the best strategies for deficit pushing right now, because you can see our heroes almost die, but they have tons of shields. They then have Damien heal them all up, because most of these heroes stay in a very tight-knit section together. And Damien does amazing healing in very small groups by his chariot. Beyond that, Phraesto has his own self-healing if he does venture off. Now, the battles do take a little while, but this stage I was stuck on with one of my more conventional teams. Heck, even my Arden meta team was getting stuck on this right here. I don't know why this is so bugged, that victory screen, but you can see Floribel and Berial just tearing it up. And I love using a very unconventional team to potentially make progress. So I'm gonna hit the auto battle here. We're gonna see how far we can take this. Some of these waves, like this one, has a lot of damage incoming, but the fact that we can get Coco to an ultimate very quickly does help a ton. Beyond that, we have a ridiculous amount of summon on the battlefield that absorb a ton of the damage that's incoming. We did lose our Floribel there, which is a lot of our damage. This battlefield is not the best for our team composition, because we really want to rely on Berial's ability to ice or to deal damage and control and take away energy from those enemies that are isolated one tile away from something else. And in this situation, we're not able to do that because all these artillery units are just going to town on us and we're not doing anything else. Maybe this one would go fine if we had our Floribel there. You can see we're surviving, but the timer is already way down here. So we have to just find a strategy or location to put our Floribel to keep her safe. Heck, maybe putting her behind the Phraesto illusion could be good. It also looks like they're bumping that Phraesto way to the back, so he can't do anything because he's actually getting stuck back there. There's so many units on the battlefield. This strategy can actually work against us, it looks like sometimes. We did lose that Phraesto. I think Phraesto might not be that useful in this one just because of the situation we're in. Let's see if this still works out. I think the Floribel is the better damage dealer out of the two, so keeping her alive is definitely the better strategy. We're down below a minute already, and their healing is just disgusting. But it looks like we are able to finish some of them off. Getting tons of stuns off too. Can we finish the target off? 36 seconds to take out those rear units. They don't have much healing or defensive, so I think we got it. And yeah, as you guys can see, just a little manipulation of this team, and it is crazy good. Now again, I just want to reiterate for the 30th video in a row, this is definitely not a hero you should be building. Phraesto is not the pick on these types of accounts. Or really any accounts, going for the Rainier and then saving for potentially other heroes like Taylene and everything. That could be really solid. However, I'm definitely going to show you guys where these heroes really do well in. And this is one of those teams right here. Just absolutely great. The fact that there's all those eggs really hurts Berial. And we're not going to get a kill fast enough to get Berial to resurrect. This one we're probably gonna have to do a little bit different of a strategy here, because this one's not gonna go well. We need a little bit more AoE. So in certain situations like this, we can substitute some heroes out. We can run other heroes, like probably can throw Arden in the back here, and I bet we have a very good situation, because we're gonna have a lot of AoE damage going out, and if we're not using Star Shard spell to do a ton of AoE damage with an artifact, we can just swap this up and do a little more AoE damage like this, and it might be enough to make a difference. Again, we just need some AoE damage, which honestly I don't even like this really. I think the Arden will work. I do think there's one thing that would work even better than this, and that's just not even running the Arden. We can continue using someone like the Berial, but we can probably afford to change over to Star Shard spell, because this is going to be a lot of AoE damage here. The problem is, can our heroes survive long enough? Berial already went down, but we're going to get a lot of ultimates off here, which is going to do a ton of AoE damage to eggs and such. Just don't think we're going to get a kill fast enough, so having Berial on this team really is useless. We need another ranged unit to really make it survive. But again, just changing the artifact, even going away from our typical strategy with Cascade spell artifact, we can still make some really good progress. And we have the AoE damage that we were lacking. We still have the survivability, kind of. Yeah, Coco just went from like no HP back up to almost full. This is going to be close. I don't think we're going to be able to do this. We might need to just substitute one hero in, because Berial essentially did nothing for us. But again, Star Shard spell is playing a huge role in the amount of damage it's outputting. It actually got us the victory. So even sticking with the same team that we've been doing really, really well with, is gonna work. It's just we have to change some things up here and there depending on the wave. Again, this is another one where everybody is clumped up. Running the Berial's probably not going to be the best idea, and in this situation I probably want to run it like this. Let's see what we can do here. Some of them do separate out, so we do get some Berial triggers. Berial does go down, which means we need to get a kill immediately if we want him to come back. But that's the one downside running this, is Berial rarely gets to come back, because this is such a slow burn type of team. It's very tanky. It has tons of minions. There's not a ton of burst damage. It's very constant death by 1,000 cuts type team. And when they do have healers on their side, that's when we're going to run into issues, which means we can kind of solve that really quickly with the replacement of one hero, and that's chucking a hero like Odie into this squad. I think even doing this might work out. I guess we'll just take the auto battle off. Nope, Odie got nuked down immediately because Sylvina was pushed right into him right there. Sylvina just does so much damage to the Floorbell, but Floorbell did manage to survive because she has that damage reduction and got the shield from Phraesto. Phraesto. God, I'm gonna mess up his name so much because of the pronunciation of it. But yeah, I think just adding like an Odie into this team can make a huge difference, because he can continue to stack up and eventually get kills. I'm hoping it's fast enough, but again, damage is kind of becoming an issue when they do have these really strong heroes on the enemy side. Probably need to manually control our Odie at this point to hunt specific targets. Otherwise, he's just going to keep trying to ultimate multiple different targets, and what we need to do is just keep stacking that damage on a single target here. Oh my gosh, it's just so much healing on this enemy team. It's ridiculous. We can't even break through it, and that's the one downside of this team, I feel like, is and eventually we start dropping down. Yeah, the downside of this team is the amount of damage you can output. It's not exactly the best, but it could be worse. It could be worse. I don't know what other heroes we could potentially use here. I mean, we could try running a Rhynier and swapping the Odie, or in reality it might be better doing this and swapping the Haywin. God, I'm just so used to hitting auto battle so much, I do it instinctively. Let's see how this turns out. Maybe getting the Haywin on our side of the battlefield does something different, but the amount of damage incoming is an insane amount. If we can take the Haywin out really quickly though, that would be good. The Sylvina is just like stuck in the formation in the back, so Sylvina does go down. I guess Haywin didn't actually get swapped right there, but additional healing and damage reduction for the Floorbell is good. just the question of, can we actually do enough damage here? And I think the answer is kind of no, which is insane. We need more, maybe even crowd control in this team, because Floorbell is really the only one. Phraesto goes down. So we'll come back to this. We'll figure out other things, but I want to showcase that so you guys can see what the positives are. And this kind of summoner team, I've really, really enjoyed using. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.